What's up, my friends? Welcome back to our blind Let's Play The Witcher 2. We're here with Geralt and Vernon, and we're about to go in here and talk to Letho, the be-all, end-all once again. Look into the journal, make sure everything is up to date, which it probably already is. The city was in chaos, sorcerers were pursued and murdered, factions clashed, all vestiges of civility had been abandoned, and there was no peace talks or parley would resume. Even Geralt, or perhaps especially he, had to defend himself from attackers. However, nothing could stop the Witcher from reaching the Kingslayer. So I wonder what the outcome will be with Triss. I have a feeling that when I actually go off on my own time and do it, that this whole witch hunt thing might actually be different. Because I wasn't sure if it was just on Yorvith's path that had this whole witch hunt ensues. But maybe if we actually go and save Triss, things will look pretty different. Gotta be honest with you, this whole witch hunt thing makes me very uneasy, and it's hard to want to keep seeing this, but I'm wondering if saving Triss ultimately has some way different outcomes here. And that's interesting because even if I do like that better, I won't import it because I didn't actually show it on camera. So either this particular save here or Roche's or Yorvith's will be the one imported, not one that I like better with choices that I didn't show. So let's just go in here and find Letho. Here once again.
Letho.
Triss.
All right, let's end this.
No, Roche. I'm going alone.
Why, Geralt?
Take care of Triss. Wait for me at the city gate. If I'm not back within the hour, leave without me.
But...
Just do it, Roche. Please. I need to deal with this alone. Are you all right?
Yes. He saved me from the Nilfgaardians and defended me from the troops.
Time to end this. Roche is waiting. I'll join you soon.
Geralt, he knows a lot.
I know, Triss. That's why we need to talk.
Don't get killed, Witcher.
I won't.
Alright, Roche, take it easy. Roche was willing to whoop his ass with us. Fucking ride or die. Brothers to the end. Geralt and Roche, man. I'm telling you.
Took you a while?
Is that bauble from Sheila's megascope?
Mm-hmm. My final prank. I switched the diamonds. The one in the megascope has a flaw. Minute. But just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic theorists assured me the effect would be spectacular.
I let her escape.
You're heartless. You've no idea what the royal witch hunters have in store for her. A lot of pain for a long time.
I don't doubt it. So, ready to lay your cards out on the table?
No matter the game, there comes a point when all the players need to show their cards. I love that moment. But first... vodka.
Damn right, let's fucking get soused right here in the middle of fucking town square.
I suppose my throat's a little dry.
In that case, let's drink to old friendships. Recovered your memory yet?
Not entirely.
Remember how we first met?
Yeah, I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer. I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
The winter solstice, 1270. Midinvern, the night of magic. Letho wasn't lying, the hunt had stopped. At the Hanged Man's Tree, the spectral riders selected from among those they had taken. Yennefer was among them. A wraith cannot be killed, only driven away. Every Witcher knows that. Yet the riders fell beneath the blows of our Witcher's blades. Crimson blood flowed from under their dead men's armor. We could not kill them all. They were simply too many. A stalemate. He was different from all other elves. There was no shame in his gaze. He had never suffered persecution. He had endured no massacres. Humans had not taken his land. This elf was not of this world. He was an invader. We struck a deal. My soul for that of Yennefer. He agreed without hesitation.
Back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the hanged man's tree and the wild hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
So, cards out on the table. Unless you chase me all that way just to kill me.
Damn right, let's get this over with. So I do want to actually hear everything again to see if anything did change.
I chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Let's say I do.
So you still got fucking novels here, Letho, of course. Let's just start from the beginning.
Tell me about Yennefer. What happened after I departed?
She was feverish for several days, delirious, in agony. We thought that was it. She was on her way out. Somehow she recovered. But even then she was disoriented. Amnesia like you.
What then?
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums, trying to seduce orcs, trying to drive a wedge between us. After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere. She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess, but she was just a sorceress with no memory. We were in the heart of the Empire. And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly, or are drawn and quartered by horses in the middle of Victory Square.
So I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went, she got in trouble and we pulled her out. And then one day they captured us. The Imperial Secret Police. Me, Ox, Serret, and Yennefer.
Imperial Secret Police?
Mm-hmm. We were separated, and they questioned us. Long and thoroughly, but it was uneventful, no violence. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau, and a couple of weeks later, the Emperor himself. Me. A simple witcher.
What happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Never saw her again. The Emperor offered me a mission in the northern kingdoms. As for Yennefer, I had the feeling she was somehow important to Emir. As I see it, they learned of the lodge from her. Those Imperial spooks have their ways. All I heard is that Vatir had his men watch Yennefer closely throughout the time she was at the palace. Then we went off to slay the kings of the north. That's where my knowledge ends.
So she's in the Empire?
She was when I left.
So their endgame with the Wild Hunt was in Nilfgaard then. This Hangman's Tree or whatever, maybe that might not have been in Nilfgaard, but they were still traveling south. So it seems, because he said they were wandering around the provinces and she was getting in trouble. So Nilfgaardian has provinces, Nilfgaardian provinces or whatever. So the end game of the hunt and them had to be in Nilfgaard, or close to it anyways.
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Every witcher who wears the viper around his neck knows the place. We had so many books and scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very purpose of solving the riddle of the spectral riders.
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the riders?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary omen of war proved to be a fairground attraction.
No Market Square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia. No, there's something more, I assure you.
Go ahead, enlighten me. I can tell you want to.
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders we ran into by the Hanged Man's Tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of bitches like the ordinary kind we deal with in this world?
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres. Know the theory? Do you know how monsters appeared in our world?
There's not a witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The most powerful of our mages can open passages between these worlds, and they usually do that to summon the monsters we then have to hunt. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly easy, so they usually send their spectral emanations. They come in person on special missions.
As they did for you and Yennefer. So, elves from another world and their trained wraiths. What did they want from you?
I've got an idea, but that's not your concern.
It's definitely Siri. Fucking full force, baby. That's what the hell they want. I mean, we definitely know that now. For sure.
How did a witcher agree to kill humans at another human's bidding?
At the Emperor's bidding, Geralt. And he's no ordinary human. The rulers of the North come up to about where his Pauline's end.
Why?
Simple. He promised to rebuild the School of the Viper, the Witcher's order where I came to be. Witcher's schools in the south fell into ruin long ago, and Witchers themselves became internal exiles, banned from entering most cities. Besides Seret and Ox, I know of 2 other Witchers of the School of the Viper who should be alive and on the path. I don't know where they are. Haven't seen them for years. Now they can come out of hiding. They can come home.
I still don't think that's a good enough reason to go around killing the kings, just to build your school back up. Like I said before, a Witcher school is like family, but I feel like what would be done is done at that point. Maybe it's time to move on, try to get into another school. I mean, do Witchers do that? I don't really know if they will go from one school to another. I mean, ultimately, we probably do know that the Wolf School would take them in. Vesemir definitely would take them in and train them in the School of the Wolf. So, I don't know. That reason is just...
Why are you still here? Why did you wait for me this time?
I knew you wouldn't give up. I knew you'd pursue me. And I don't aim to hide anymore. Fact is, only you know the truth about me. Well, and a couple of folks whose word isn't worth spit anymore. I never saw you as a foe. I want to go my way, but if I have to fight you first, so be it. This story ends here and now.
You know, the thing is with Amir as well, I guarantee, like, I can't foresee the future. I don't know how things are going to be, but just how Amir worked in the books and how Amir's probably working in this game too, I guarantee he is going to use Letho and probably try to get rid of him then. You know what I mean? He had no intention of rebuilding that school for them whatsoever. He's using him. He's seen an opportunity, so he was like, I mean, to him, it's like no loss, no gain. Here, go kill these kings. If you succeed, you know, that's awesome. If you don't, I mean, we have another dead Witcher. Who cares? And that's what I feel is going on here. I feel like Amir is definitely going to, if we maybe get some resolve later on, that would be great about the situation here, but I feel like Amir is probably going to use him. Amir uses everyone.
Care to tell me what it was all about?
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. Breed chaos. Prepare the north. Soften it before the invasion. And you know what's incredible? We could not have imagined more fertile soil. No matter what the war's outcome, the northern monarchs will accuse one another. Pursue their God-given rights. Seek vengeance and be at each other's throats for years to come. The north resembles a whorehouse on fire, as your friend Dandelion would say.
I mean, he definitely is a little bit true there. I need to know the whole picture.
How did you manage to contact Sheila?
It wasn't a problem once I learned of the Lodge's existence. Initially, she watched my every move. But sooner or later, everyone starts treating me like a big oaf. I mean, I can't change how I look. I stayed close to Sheila, killed a few beasts for her, and whined about how unhappy I was, how unfair the world was. So much, in fact, that I actually got her gander up a few times. I made sure a few potentially trustworthy witnesses saw us together, could link us. Security in case I was captured. I also prepared to assassinate the King of Kavir. Esterad Tyson was to be the first victim of the mysterious assassins. But before I could do the dirty deed, Sheila asked me to slay Demavend. The gods had smiled upon me. I couldn't believe my luck. Here I've been trying to figure out how to frame Sheila, and now all I needed was to carry out her orders and follow through.
Where'd you get your information about the Lodge?
From the Emperor and Vatir de Rideau, the Emperor's chief spy. And I believe they got it out of Yennefer.
She recovered her memory?
Nah. I'd never claimed she informed on her friends consciously. I expect they found a way to tap into her memory in spite of her amnesia, and without her knowing it. There was a sorcerer present when I was questioned. A young, proud intelligence officer. Whatever the case, they gave me a list of the sorceresses in the Lodge. Only Emir, Vatir, and I were present. Only we knew of the mission.
How do you manage to slay Demavend?
Sheila's magic. I mean, she could give us the king's every move. His habits, the positions of the palace guards, anything. All we had to do was navigate the labyrinth and land the final blow. Besides, she had plenty of gold for the preparations. Greased palms abundantly. It had all the makings of a cakewalk, but it's never that easy. We barely avoided our pursuers, and we wouldn't have if not for Yorveth Scoia'tael, another of Sheila's ideas. With Yorveth's elves, not only did we cut down Demavend, but traveling with them put us out of the Lodge's reach. We could calmly plan Foltest's and Hensel's assassinations.
How did you know Foltest would come to the monastery's solar?
Yorveth and I planned Foltest's murder. The king of Temeria would have to deal with the Lavalette sooner or later, and he made no secret of it. I was sure he'd want to recover his bastard children in the process. And where do they take the children when a castle's under siege? I had to become a monk, but I couldn't just arrive at the monastery and claim I'd seen the light. Not very believable. So one of Arian's patrols out in the forests happened on a Scoia'tael unit torturing a helpless monk. Arian's brave men drove off the elves and I found shelter in the monastery.
No one noticed you had no wounds?
I paid the monk who treated me a lot of orens to stay silent. Actually, it was only a loan, because I killed him later. Only the dead can keep a secret. Then all I had to do was wait for the situation to develop. When I saw you enter the chamber with Foltest, I thought I might fail. Luckily, you failed. To recognize an old friend.
You know, it would have been interesting if Foltest never would have actually died. I kind of wish that they went down the route of having Letho attempt to murder Foltest, but Geralt saves him one last time. And we still go through this whole spiel of tracking them down. And maybe having Radovid, or let's switch the deaths between let's switch the death between Foltest and Henselt. Have it switch. Have him actually assassinate Henselt, and then at the end have Radovid's realms or whatever the hell it is, Redania, push over and have Kedwin, and then Temeria push over and have Edirn. That would be pretty awesome. Especially, I would just love to see Foltest in what's going to be, whatever's going to happen in Witcher 3, because we know that at the end of this, Nilfgaard is indeed invading. So it would have been so cool to have Foltest in there. But fortunately, we can't do that.
When did you decide to get rid of Yorvith?
As soon as I realized I couldn't manipulate him. A true fox, that one. He was so observant, so dangerous. I got the sense he might see through me at any moment.
You made a mistake. You were untouchable as long as the Scoia'tael were protecting you.
Maybe, but with Yorvith, my hands were tied. If I'd finished off Kieran...
But you didn't. And that allowed me to drive a wedge between you and Yorvith. I forced you to flee.
And I let you live. You know I could have killed you. You're forgetting.
No, I remember.
So it would be the King of the North and then the King of the South, kinda. And then obviously Amir of the South. The fucking dirty South. Or whatever the hell it is.
So Sheila was looking for you when she came to Flotsam.
Mm-hmm. She thought she was still in control and wanted to get rid of me. I'd bet my eyes that she thought I'd lost my mind, or that Yorvith was manipulating me.
And the North descended deeper into chaos.
Exactly. There was just one problem. You. I could have killed you in the Elven ruins. Thing is, you weren't really my enemy.
Shame you didn't take a shot at Henselt yourself. History might have taken a different turn.
Maybe I would have killed him. Maybe you would have killed me. Who knows? But Henselt's death, although desirable, wasn't necessary anymore. The plan could go forward without it. You killed Seret and Orcs. Damn shame as I see it. Two good witchers.
They were murderers, Letho, just like you. Don't change the subject.
Right. I was on my way to Loch Muin by that time. I had to prepare, inform that prune Shillard of the plan. Everything had to play out perfectly. There was no room for error.
I didn't want to kill Serdanox. They didn't give us a choice there, friends. Alright, well, that would be that. Alright, Letho, let's fucking finish this.
I'm done talking. Let's finish this.
Want to fight?
Any vodka left in that bottle?
A swig apiece. Here. The Imperial army is probably crossing the Yaruga as we speak. Pure pandemonium will ensue. The North's finished. Time to go south, where the good life awaits.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
I'm not your foe. I never was. Let me walk away and I will. You'll never see me again. Force me to fight, and this time I'll kill you.
So, that's interesting. Maybe new people will step up and be great leaders. There might be a great king or queen. Maybe, well, I'm guessing by the time we get to Witcher 3, it's not going to be that long, so... Anais ain't gonna be that old, so, but who knows, she could be a great ruler at a young age. And then, what I'm thinking is, you know who I wish was the queen of Edirne? Would be, Meve. Why would she be the queen of Edirne at this point, since there really ain't no successor, and she commanded a lot of respect, friends, especially in the books. I mean, she had a minor place in the books, but still, Meve was a monster. Give it your best shot, go somewhere else. Well, I'm not changing the decision here to kill Letho because I very well may actually choose this side and I want Letho to be alive. So, and plus I just don't want to kill Witchers. He will get his death one day, but I feel like it's not Geralt's to hand it to him.
I've learned all I wanted to know. I can feel the memories coming back. Your death won't change a thing. Go where you will.
Just like that. No threats. No words of wisdom.
Are you going or not?
Farewell, Geralt.
The Witcher had traveled far and wide in search of the Kingslayers. In Flotsam, he slew Bernard Laredo, but few mourned for the Commandant. Flotsam remained Temerian, while command of the garrison and town went to a Vizima noble, a sworn enemy of Kedwen and an avid angler. To this day, folk gather round bonfires in Lobenden to hear of the Witcher's deeds. The Witcher witnessed a great Kedweni victory in Edirne. At Vergen, Henselt's army crushed Saskia the Dragonslayer's motley force, ending the springtime of races. Soldiers of the Unicorn swarmed over the Pontar Valley. As it had before, powerful Kedwen swallowed Upper Edirne whole. Yet subsequent events would render Henselt's triumph short-lived. With Foltest slain, Temeria's barons began to vie for the throne. Many dreamt of donning the crown, yet none could assemble the allies required to snatch it. The kingdom's last hope, as it teetered at the edge of civil war, lay in little Anais. Natalis was named regent and ruled the land, yet the girl was the living symbol of the realm's salvaged unity. A tempest descended on the north, at least partly the work of manipulative mages. It seemed the turmoil in Temeria, Edirne, and Kedwen would benefit them most. Common folk turned against sorceresses and all magic freaks, witchers included. Castles that had hitherto welcomed mavens of the magic arts now shut their gates to any who sought shelter there. A witch hunt ensued. It was a time of great uncertainty, of rape accomplished by royal decree. Yet as troubled as the days seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respite. Zoltan resumed the quest for his beloved's hand, and I laid my head in the laps of the muses. Who could have known this tempest which had ravaged the north was but a harbinger of darker days, and the preamble to an entirely new tale of Geralt of Rivia.
So there it is, my friends. Another path done. I actually honestly like this path better. The ending there was a bit better. The only thing that is just going to be rough, and I hope we can change, is the whole witch burning and such. I know we can change the choices now. I feel that maybe if we actually go and save Triss, things will be different. But it's like, on one hand, the witch hunt maybe not be there, and on the other hand, you got the realms and such will probably all chaotic, and ultimately it could be more death, but I mean, who knows? But let's just hope in Witcher 3, or I hope in Witcher 3, that maybe we can have some resolve to the witch hunts or help them in some way, because it's hard to stomach that for sure. But I really enjoyed this path, friends. It was really good from start to finish. I had so much fun. I had so much fun that there was multiple days of multiple videos because I literally couldn't put it down. I don't know. It was just something about this path that just sucked me in so much. And I won't be making a decision exactly in this video, but I think when we actually get to Witcher 3, I'm going to go ahead and make the decision on which side I want to actually keep. But it was both really good. I'm glad we actually got a chance to go back and do it all. I was very hesitant because obviously the other path was my first playthrough, and it was, you know, more blind than this side. Some of the stuff really didn't change, so I was kind of hesitant to do it, but that being said, I'm actually happy I did, because now we have a bigger picture of what the hell's going on here, and we have more knowledge going into Witcher 3, and it's going to be just so awesome, man, because Witcher 1 was an amazing game, Witcher 2 was an amazing game, and from what I hear, Witcher 3 is fucking on the lines of, people are calling it the best RPG ever made, and it's going to be overwhelming to me. Like, not overwhelming to where I can't handle it, but it's just going to be overwhelming with feels and joy and tears, I'm sure, because it's obviously Geralt's last journey, I think. I don't know if they're making another one. I have no idea. But it's going to be very interesting, and wow, I just can't believe we're actually at this point. So let's go ahead and just look at the credits. Watch that again. Nilfgaard is indeed coming. That is going to be so interesting, man. So no matter what, they're still pushing into Temeria and the other one. The world as we know it nears its end. The past remains the key to the future. So Temerian and Edern are pretty much feeling the blunt strike of the Nilfgaardian invasion. Crazy. But hopefully, at least the sides are a little bit more band together. I mean, Temerian maybe, but Edern's probably in shambles. But you would figure since Kedwin took some of the land, I guess that would make that area kind of strong. But who knows? But like I said, wow, what a great game, man. It was just a fun fucking journey from start to finish, Witcher 2. Like I said before, the only thing I wish was more. I wish the time in this game was actually more. I wish it was longer. It was so good that I wish it was just longer. Witcher 1 was actually very long, and they both were really done well, man. The references from the books was many in the first game and this game, and I feel like CD Projekt Red tied it in very well, and it got me so immersed. As somebody that read the books, I am going to tell you that I just love the games. I'm completely, even though some of it is obviously, some things change, but they did such a great job, man, and I'm so like hooked into the games, and I just can't wait to dive into the third one because, I don't know, I'm like nervous, happy, ready to do it, and then parts of me is like, maybe we should go back even longer, delay it, but no, I'm not going to. But the next video on the channel of The Witcher will be, I will be doing a reaction / watches of you guys did recommend 2 trailers that are not spoilery, which one of them is called Killing Monsters, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the other one is A Night to Remember, something of the such. So 2 trailers. It's going to be a short little video, but it's going to pave the way into Witcher 3 for us, and I'm really looking forward to it. So just expect it right after this. And wow, man, like I said, I can't believe it's over. I'm happy that we did both sides again. It was just an enjoyable fucking journey from start to finish. And now I'm repeating myself. But I'm glad. One thing for sure is I am glad that Zoltan and Dandelion did indeed survive. So going into the next game will be interesting. I hope to see all them people. I hope to see everyone again. It's going to be interesting with the choice because there's people on both sides that I would love to see again. It was rough to see Cecil and Scalen get hung there, but I'm sure Yarpen didn't die and Sheldon because they probably would have been in the picture as well. So they're all probably alive in some way, some fashion. Saskia is too, but Yorvith, I'm sure. So it's all going to be very interesting, and I can't wait. But anyways, my friend, I appreciate every one of you guys sticking with me from Witcher 1 to Witcher 2, and sticking with me now going forward into the journey into Witcher 3. It's going to be a very long Let's Play, and I'm fucking so happy about that because I want it to just take a year to complete. I don't want to get out of the world of The Witcher. So, but again, I salute you all for being here from the beginning. Thank you very much, and stay safe out there, and I will see you all next time. Take care, my friends.